Hello dear student, today we will start the next lesson, microorganism. What are microorganism? The microorganism are that small organism which cannot be seen by the naked eyes. So we have to see that with the special equipment called microscope. Microorganism are those organisms which cannot be seen by our naked eyes. So we have to use microscope. Microscopes are present, microorganisms are present everywhere in the environment. They are present in the soil, they are present in the air, they are present in the water. There are different type of microorganism. First is bacteria, second is algae, third is protozoa, then fungi, and the next is virus. So there are 5 type of microorganisms. So we will study one by one about them. So there are 5 type of microorganisms. So we will study one by one about them.
आपकी इसकी मेहनत फोटो भी इम्प्रूव की आ रही है। चलो करो फाइनल करेंगे तब तक। हाँ सही आ रही है सर, ये एकदम ना पूरा रेड तक जा रहा है।
Bacteria are the most abundant microorganisms which are found in the environment. So they are very small and unicellular. Unicellular means they are made up of only one cell. They are divided into 2 in 10 to 30 minutes. That is called as the binary fission. One bacteria will be converted into 2. So 1 is converted into 2. That method is called as the binary fission. So there is a one bacteria, it will just split up and it converted into 2. This method is called as the binary fission. So there are 25 billion bacteria. Present in 1 gram of garden soil. It means their number is enormous. So depending upon their shape, they are of different type. They are rod shape called bacillus. They are spherical shape called cocci. They are spiral called spirella. Next microorganism is algae. Sometime you have seen that under the water or under the pond, the green structure you have seen, that green structure is algae. They are simple plant-like organism that have cell wall and chlorophyll. So they have a chlorophyll, that's why they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Algae can be unicellular as well as multicellular. Unicellular, uni means one, cellular means cell. It means they have only one cell. The body of that algae is made up of one cell. Multicellular, multi means many, cellular means cell. The algae are flat like thallus. They don't have true stem, true root and true leaves. They have a one structure that is called as a thallus. Okay. So they have no root, no stem and no leaves, as already I have told. There are different kind of algae. We have Spirogyra, we have Chlamydomonas, we have Fucus, we have Laminaria. These are some of the famous algae we have. Then protozoa. Protozoa means, the meaning of protozoa is little animal. They are very small in size. They are unicellular organism that have animal like characteristic and can move from one place to another place. Most of them you know, you have studied in your lower class also, like amoeba, paramecium and trypanosoma. So their body is made up of only one cell. Fungi. They are a plant-like organism, but they don't have a chlorophyll. So they don't have chlorophyll, they cannot prepare their food. So they depend upon the other organism for their food requirement. That is called as the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The plant-like organism which don't have chlorophyll, they can be unicellular as well as multicellular. This is the example of fungi, Penicillium. This is the first fungi from which we have prepared a first antibiotic, that is called the penicillin. Then mushroom, Rhizobus. Rhizobus is called as the bread mode because it will grow on the bread and it can cause some kind of a disease. Then yeast. Yeast will grow by budding. Budding is the method. Suppose this is the yeast, and in the yeast one small bud will arise and this bud start growing. Ultimately this becomes the size of the main yeast and it will segregate as the new cell. So this is the method that is called as the budding. They either live as a parasite or as a saprophyte. Parasite means when they are living in the body of other organism. When they are living in the body of other organism, they get each and everything from that organism, then they are called as a parasite. And suppose they are living, if they are coming and living in our body will be considered as a host and they will be considered as a parasite. Parasite are always disease causing, or you can say pathogen. And next is virus. Very, very dangerous. Virus is the smallest organism and connective link between living and non-living. You have already know about the coronavirus. Why this coronavirus is very dangerous? Because the genetic material of coronavirus is made up of DNA. And that DNA is, whenever it is outside the body of living organism, it is non-living. But when it will enter in the living organism, it becomes the part of that organism. It will just get all the things of that host or that particular human being or any animal and start infecting them. If we prepare a medicine against the virus, it will impact that body also in which it is living. That's why it's very, very difficult to prepare the